What up, man? Before I hit the intro, just let's go ahead and finish our conversation. Uh, we were talking about Travis Hunter,
Mm.
as far as his relationship. And I said that if they met in high school, no matter the situation, they met in high school, and she followed him from high school to Jackson State to Colorado, and she was there. She had no, she probably knew, somebody probably told her, or she knew he was a good football player in high school, right?
Mm.
But there's no way she could have figured out that he was this all world dude, not till later.
Yeah,
You feel me?
yeah. I mean, and when she when they first met and he got her, he was the man in his circle and outside of his circle, and he had youngins and old heads baffled and jealous as I don't know what, and probably wasn't nothing negative said.
I think, you know what I think it is? I think it went both ways because if you know, you and I, we play high school sports, and I'm just talking about the high school thing. Played high school sports, and
Mm.
we was the man on our team. So even though I had a girlfriend, I got a lot of attention because people wanted to sip. The young ladies wanted to sip some of my aura. They wanted to stand next by me and catch that glow. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
one
I
like that.
think the reason why I brought it up because I think it's jealousy on both sides. You feel me?
Mm.
Like like the young ladies like she they might have whatever opinion about him and about her and she don't deserve him and blah blah blah. But then to me, as far as I know, she was Travis's not being real raunchy about it, but Travis's first consistent loving. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? And being an athlete and to know that it's on demand whenever he wants it.
Mm.
And then she showed him love, right? Because he pursued her.
Yeah.
The way he says it too. See, she said it at first, but I'm like, all right. But then he confirmed it. He pursued her
Mm-hmm.
when he had a girlfriend.
Shit.
You feel me? So I think you look at it, and I'm gonna be blunt. Tell me how you feel, and then I'll tell you. I'm gonna be blunt about this shit.
I feel, man, that no matter what shadows you want to cast on the situation. I mean, they found each other when they was young, man, and no matter what they was doing, they managed to move past that and bring their relationship, into the adult world,
Hmm.
and they're together.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, how you think he's trying to how you think he's reconciling this, man? Because like I said, he he was living the dream when he first got her.
I mean, you gotta think about it, bro. Here's the thing. Yeah, he got what he wanted. All right, because he slid into her DMs by her word.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? So that was his IG girl. Now, I guess she was local. She might have been local, whatever. See, I don't know the whole story, but my point is, when when do why do and I think this is a universally cultural thing. All cultures do this. They want to pass judgment on a relationship, right? Now this youngin is defending his relationship with this young lady.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, really defending it to the point where his voice is getting high. You know that's a problem dude got a deep voice and he getting high like, but I love her. You know, but who are we to say, oh man, she ain't about you. She for the streets. Maybe. But that man is happy with her.
Yeah, it's his decision.
Now, family have the right to an opinion about it, but family don't have a right to an opinion about it. You feel me? Like, oh man, because that's what it is. Now, you know, if it's mom, you know, mothers most time mothers be like, especially if they're mothers who want their son to be happy. If you like her, I love her. If I got a fist ball up in the back when if she gets out of pocket with some stuff. You feel me? I don't know, man. I think the only people that he and his girlfriend are obligated to is he and his girlfriend.
At the end of the day, yeah. Yeah. I mean, because for me, the only judgment I would even dare put on it, man, was what kind of stripper was she? I mean, did she this was she a bucket of blood stripper, or was she a glamour stripper, or was she a hood stripper or anything like that? You know, but outside of that, no. I mean, 'cause as far as my young boy dreams and aspirations went, he
Mm.
living a he living a good he living a charmed life.
Yeah, yeah.
He's living a charmed life. My only criticism, man, is the fact that he's even trying to explain it.
I
That's
was
my
about to say the same thing. If I were to critique him, I would be like, man, hey, look, if he were to listen to one thing I said to him, I would be like, man, shut the hell up.
yeah.
She is your woman and she is in your life. You don't need to defend shit. I'm not, and don't get me wrong, I'm not on either side of this thing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I mean, because if you and I look hard enough, we can see the cracks on both sides. You
But
feel what I'm saying?
that's everybody though.
Yeah, and see that's the thing. I don't unless it's and I'm wrong for this, but unless it's my sons, you know what I'm saying, with their relationships, I don't, and I'm being selfish when I say that. I don't get into people's relationships, man, because some people now, if it's a physical thing now, oh hell yeah, I'm gonna throw all my attention to it. You feel what I'm saying? As far as even if it's strangers, I just don't believe in that. You know what I'm saying? Never have. Never respect if you got to put your hands on your woman or you got to put your hands on your man. Never respected that shit at all. You feel me? Do I pass judgment on them people? No. But I'm saying to you is don't talk to me like you're right. Because I've seen that. I believe we both seen it growing up as far as other people who put their hands on their person, on their significant other, and they got a reason to. Then when you hear the reason, you be like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, okay. You know what I mean? But
But ultimately, at the end of the day, man, you know, all publicity being good publicity, this could turn into something for her.
mhm. I think it has. I think that they, as long as TikTok is around, if TikTok pays, I think they both got a pretty penny. She's made money along his side from TikTok. You know what I'm saying? So social media, they'll be able to go further and do their thing.
Yeah,
But I just everybody's entitled to an opinion. But I got bored, so I started surfing through the internet,
mm,
social media, and I'm looking at celebrities defending the young lady and defending Travis. You know what I mean? I'm seeing a celebrity. I saw a celebrity today, man. You know, I ain't gonna name his name. That he has been in social media as being a clown in his relationships. His woman done beat him up and played him and all these things. He can't handle his women and all this stuff, right? It is documented, right? He's giving Travis advice. Now, I see the good and bad with that. Because if he's sincere, he's like, bro, you don't want to go through the shit that I went through. You mean? But my man would sit there like he was the OG. Listen, little bro, I'm telling you, if you got to put her out. If she slid in somebody else's DM, another professional athlete's DM, and hearts and money signs and all that. Now, if that's true, of course you can have an opinion about it. But do you care? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. But you can also say those who can't play coach. Might have been some good advice. You never know.
But that's my point. I get it. I understand it. But his attitude and energy made him look like, and I might have read it wrong, or he might have just been sipping a little bit, made him look like he handles all his biz and he's going to give him the blueprint to handle his biz. Man, somebody done poured water on your blueprint, man. That shit from dark blue to sky blue. Yeah. Shut up. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, but if you're going to have bravado and balls enough to come on and speak your piece on somebody else's situation, then you got to carry it a certain way, man. That's what this whole internet is about. Because everybody got an opinion. Everybody's got an opinion, man, but, you know, you don't necessarily have the right to fucking feed anybody, you know, give your opinion. I don't think you do.
You know what? Maybe when they make their bread from social media and they throw all their everyday lives, they want to talk about what type of toothpaste, you know, you advertise on it. This is my toothpaste and this and that and blah, blah, blah. And I got some ashwagandha, you know, the old heads. I got some ashwagandha and I feel 29, you know what I mean? And get mad because the youngins get on there like, Unc, sit your ass down. You know what I'm saying? Unc, old head. You know you ain't got no, you're going to throw your back out, old head. Now, he's sitting there, and this is an example, he's sitting there in his feelings. You know what I mean? He's trying to share the world that he feel vitality. You know what I'm saying? He feel like it's a hump in his back. But as soon as some people who sit there and want to create BS, want to bring people down in their misery.
Off of the strength of somebody else's steam, though.
They see somebody happy. Just like, you know, with the whole, you know, the Heisman thing, right? Deion did the right thing. You know, he reached around Travis' mom and pulled her up because she didn't know. Because she's a bumpkin. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm not saying it in a bad way. I'm saying you can look at her and tell she don't give a shit about football. She, you know, they told her the Heisman was important. That's why she showed up. But nobody said, hey, you stand when everybody else stands. You know what I mean? You supposed, especially if you know. Travis should have went through his checklist, baby girl. When everybody said, if I win this shit, I need you to stand with my mom and Coach Prime. You feel what I'm saying? Just for, you know, optics. Because guess what? People ignore the speech. It was the kind of speech that this kid spilt in his heart.
Waited his whole life to give.
I mean, his heart, man. But nobody's talking about the speech. They talking about how his girl who had no idea had to be, come on, girl. Because as soon as Dion touched her and started lifting up, what did she do? She's like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? But hold on for 1 second, Jaquari. Welcome everybody to the Strong Perspective Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Keith Armstrong, along with my brother Jaquari Armstrong. The other host, Damon Armstrong, a little bit under the weather. You know, man, he getting through a couple things. You know, we Armstrong, we play hard in our youth. So sometimes we got to sit down and let our bones cool off. That's what Damon's doing. He's letting his bones cool off. But get well soon, Damon. We love you, brother.
Love you, bro.
But a little bit of housekeeping before we get back to you, Jaquari. This is a Strong Perspective Podcast. We ask you to go to our YouTube channel, like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe. Do us a favor, build our situation up. And because what we want to do, because it's a conversational show between mature adults, you know, young and old. We don't discriminate. It's not an old head podcast. It's not a young boy, but we don't cater to youngins either. We are in the middle, like we're sitting in our living room, you know, and we're speaking on it. How you doing today, Jaquari? Before we address Marcus's comment.
I'm good, man. I've managed to find a way throughout this week to make myself useful to my fellow man, brother.
Silky now. Okay. I'm gonna have to steal that if I remember it. You know what I'm saying? And I had a pretty good day too, man. You know what I do is I have always been the type of man that has the highest expectation of every day. I'm going to do my very best. I'm going to receive my very best. Right? And when the day's over, if I'm disappointed, I know I got a goal again the next day to go after it. I don't get sad. What I know is I always understand that I got work to do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting on it. Just being the best I can be, period. You know what I mean? Marcus had a comment. He said, she's been a big distraction for a minute. Minute is what he said. Some of the NFL teams might talk to him about her, and that's another distraction.
Yeah, but some teams might use her to secure him.
Yeah,
and that's an advantage.
Yeah, you know what? You're absolutely right, Marcus. I think what I would add to that is this, and I really feel this way. Football is entertainment. Those guys get paid a lot of money to win championships or win games, but really and truly, NBA, NFL, the MLB, pro hockey, the whole nine is there to entertain us. So it's a distraction. So me, if they bring up Travis's girlfriend, Marcus, if they bring up Travis's girlfriend, they got another angle they're trying to work. They try to bring him more under control and lighten his pocket a little more. Oh, we would take a chance on you. If you want us to take a chance on you, how if he loved this woman. You feel what I'm saying? He loves this woman, and this woman is a homebody.
And let's just be truthful, America. The NFL is the last organization that should be doing anything from a fucking moralistic point of view. The absolute last one. The only thing that the only expectation I have of Travis Hunter is football. That's it.
That's all. I
And
want to see him succeed.
Yeah, and if anything is creating a distraction, man, from him perfecting his game. It is this bullshit.
And you want to know something, man? And we talked about it earlier before he came on the air, Jaquari. He had been, no matter the relationship, he has been with her since he was in high school.
Yeah.
This is what I'm assuming. This is what I'm hearing. Since he was in high school. She didn't know that this guy was going to be a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe one or two people were like, oh, yeah, Travis going to the NFL. You know what I mean? Oh, Travis, the number one football player in the country. Okay. Oh, damn, why is Travis going to Jackson State? Oh, shit, oh, man, he messed up his NFL career following Deion.
Mm-hmm.
So, now humor me. Those are could be realistic statements with that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, if she was about that, this is speculation, if she was about that, wouldn't she got out of Dodge at Jackson State?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, she's had probably countless opportunities to cut him loose.
Guys, hit us in the comments and tell us what you think. Marcus, what do you think about that? Wouldn't you think that if she was really a distraction, she would have left him? Like if she was a gold digger, she would have left him when he went to Jackson State. Even if he was the man on Jackson State's campus, he still didn't get the exposure because he was at a HBCU. You know what I mean? Deion helped now. Don't get me wrong. I'm not ignoring that fact. But
he started touching money at Jackson State. So I mean,
because that was kind of in the beginning of the NIL.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So he had enough money for himself, his girl, and his mama.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? So I get that.
And do she still strip?
No, man.
Okay.
I'm assuming she ain't. Because look,
I'm assuming she ain't either.
She in Colorado. Mm-hmm. Her and Travis coming from practice is what his college is. Coming from practice. They probably go out to eat or whatever. Then they get in their damn matching pajamas and dance all day on TikTok.
Yeah. I mean,
who got a problem with that?
I don't know, man. I don't know. And you have a certain section of black men I know. Oh man, this is woman, man. That's your woman, man. You need to, they want her to walk around in a burqa or something. I mean, like what the hell? These is young folks.
I mean, look,
I mean, she ain't the first lady of a church.
Mm.
She young. She a young baller's wife. Yeah. What do you expect? What do you expect for them to do?
Look,
and it ain't like it's. I mean, what was her? What was her like? What was her stat? What was her stats when she was dancing? Was she a name in her area? I mean, was she handling money? Because if she had money before he had money, then okay, fair exchange ain't no robbery.
Okay. So what is your bottom line? Well, I mean, this, and I'm not talking about whether or not it's right or wrong. I mean, just your overall view of it. What do you see out of it? I kind of mentioned what mine was a little, but I'm gonna elaborate a little more when you're done.
My bottom line is, man, if you have some useful advice and you choose to use this platform to, get it out there, then as long as you think it's going to push things forward, man, by all means, put it out there. But if you just want to create some fire off of somebody else's steam, man, then shame on you. Shame on you.
I got you.
Because you got shit going on in your house too, bro.
Yeah.
You got things going on in your house. And if the world found out what those things were, you would be ashamed. So let them young folks do what they're gonna do.
Yeah, I feel your point. And just to piggyback off a little bit what you were saying, I okay, people have their own stuff they dealing with, right? And also people are giving some useful advice, like, bro, you don't want to go down this road, or man, maybe you too close to see that she may do this to you down the line. Look, what I see is Travis is choosing love. But I love her. Now, as he get older, he's gonna understand what love really means. You know what I'm saying? Because if they have children, that more that responsibility and all that, and sharing that responsibility, the whole nine. Once they finally get married, it's going to be another thing. Because guess what? They going his agent, Coach Prime, Shador, Shiloh is going to be like, and look, and Prime Junior going to be like, yo, get a prenup, get a prenup. You know what I'm saying? And even if she agrees to the prenup, that's going to hurt their relationship. It's going to hurt their relationship. And see, my thing is, our dad always said, pay attention to everything that people say to you, even the people who hate your guts, because they're looking for cracks in your armor.
Absolutely.
So if they say something to you, you are not to believe it, but you also need to search it out and see if there's some truth to it.
You need to investigate it.
But he is not going to do it because if he's been with her since 18 and he's 22 now, you feel me? He's 22 now.
Mm-hmm.
And say he's an ultra faithful kid. He's used to her. And look, I'll be honest with you. At that age, even if we are in love, we don't understand what being in love is. So what he's doing, what's fueling him right now, what's fueling him is everybody in his ear saying that she ain't no good. So he's defending her. So what that does is makes his love feel like it's more than it actually is. Could be more than it actually is. It could be exactly what he said it is, right? He could be that type of guy. She's it. One and only, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when he feels like this is what youngins do, they want to defend their relationship. So they go all in. So they ignore any flaws. They ignore everything. What they don't ignore is the fight. That's what they don't ignore, the fight.
The fight has got the same passion that the love has got.
That's real.
You know, it's equal.
Because it's an emotion, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's an intense emotion that really humans don't understand our emotions, really. We look, if God bless us to be lucky, we probably understand 1 to 2 why we feel a certain way. But really and truly, I think all emotions is reactionary.
Absolutely, yeah. The term emotional intelligence, man, is a fucking moronic fucking concept. It really is. It really is.
It is. I think the constant, when it comes to emotion, the constant, and guys tuning in, please chime in. Let us know your opinion about what we're talking about. But I think the constant, when it comes to emotions, hate, love, hate, da 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 da, is choice. Choice. You making the choice to be in it. That's the constant. Whatever it might be. That's the constant that you're dealing with.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because my friends will look at me just to change it up a little bit, to make it a little, personalize it a little bit, you know, not just hanging on Travis and his girl's situation. My friends and my family look at me as this, and that's why I say the choices. Look at me as this stable, um, even keeled person. But my family, because of the choices that I make, because I'm the head of my household, might see me as an ogre because I might say no, and I'll stand on that no, right? But the outside world don't ask me enough favors or ask me enough to do for them to see that I am a no person, period. You understand what I'm saying to you?
Mhm.
So, that's what I related to.
Yeah.
You know,
I don't really go off of anybody's opinion as far as the kind of person I am, man. I don't really care. Uh, I treat well. I try to treat every individual, you know, individually.
yeah.
I don't do the blanket thing.
Oh,
Can I be harsh? Yeah, but I can be harsh at home and in the street,
yeah.
and I usually am. I'm not an asshole, but my,
You
my,
have you have
my
asshole tendencies.
yeah, yeah, and my boundaries are fixed.
Yeah,
They're
and they're
fixed.
supposed to be, right? Aren't they
Yeah,
supposed to be?
that's why the boundaries. Yeah.
I think that it's a funny thing that when we're not, people expect us to bend
Mhm.
through our lives. I'm talking about everybody as a group. The world expects us to bend for each other. When we don't bend, something wrong with us. We are the deviant of that certain situation when we like stand fast, like, oh, I'm not with that. You know what I'm saying? Perfect example. We, our family grew up as smokers, right? Everybody smoked in our family. I remember. I've never smoked. I've never smoked, right?
Hmm.
Never looked down on anybody that smoked because that's what I seen my whole life. And that's my expectation, right? But then when you get around strangers, when you get around strangers that smoke,
Hmm.
and you tell them, hey, yo, I don't smoke. You don't say nothing else. The look on their faces,
Hmm.
like, what's wrong with this motherfucker? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
I used,
smoking is an example though.
yeah. I used to believe that about drinking. I would say that I didn't trust a man who didn't drink.
Mm,
Because I heard it at the cowboy movement. And I was like, well, yeah,
yeah.
I could
And that was probably the bad guy.
probably.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
And you know what? We have always been taught that drinking was a, I hate to keep using this word because it doesn't really apply, but I'm going to do it just for the sake of artistic license. Drinking is a deviant behavior.
Mm.
Like I said, deviant don't apply to drinking. It's just the simple fact that people pay attention to how much you drink.
Absolutely.
They pay attention to it, right? Now, there are examples of people who drink to excess, who've made horrible mistakes because they drank to excess, right? As far as driving, you know what I mean? As far as whatever, right? So, with that example that I brought up drinking, you brought up drinking, Jaquari, I think there are examples on both ways.
Hmm.
Like our family we come from functional drinkers. You want to know when I saw somebody who I considered an alcoholic or allergic to alcohol. When the first person I ever seen like that in my life, I was 18 years old on University of Pittsburgh's campus.
Mm.
When I saw a stumbling, incoherent drunk, I was like, what's wrong with them?
Yeah,
Oh, they've been drinking. What?
I have too. Like shit.
You know what I'm saying? It's like,
Yeah.
where? You know, and that's the thing, is like it's in our community, I think we go in and out of the norms. Like rap music. You and I, really and truly, even though I'm partly on that rhythm and blues and funk thing, right? But I basically, from the age of 15, grew up on rap music.
Hmm.
But people don't see it that way.
Oh yeah.
Because rap music, which is unfortunate, is generational.
Mhm.
So the younger you are, that's when you should be famous. But the older you are, now I think it's changing now. I think it's changing now because, you know, we didn't follow the dollars of the record company, because that's what the record company did.
Mhm.
Not speaking in this is my layman's view of it. Not speaking from a conspiratorial thing, but the younger you were, the more hip you was, and the
Mhm.
more exposed you would be. These record companies, that's what they would do. They'd throw it to the radio station. That's what they would do. You know what I'm saying? And then the internet came in. I'm condensing everything, but the internet came in, right? Now they got the guys who, like 5 years ago, the drug music. Look, the drug dealer music was the first thing that came out. Now, gangster rap, because when we were young, it was a mix of everything, right? But then there was an emphasis on things as we got older.
Mhm.
So it started from actual gang music from California. You know what I'm saying? Ice Cube, NWA, blah blah blah, bit bit bit, right? In New York, same thing. You know what I'm saying? Dope boy music, right? Atlanta, dope boy music in the late '90s, early 2000s, dope boy music, right?
Mhm.
Then this shit, for some reason, some radio executive did two things: drill rap, which we're finally trying to come out of that bullshit,
Nah,
and
damn.
also before drill rap, it is the damn dope fiend rap,
Yeah.
where
Those.
we listening to things. Last point, we listening to damn things on the radio. People talking about drinking lean and 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 Percocets and Valium and all these things, and they were hits.
Mhm. I worked for the last decade. I worked with young people who don't believe there was ever a time when in hip hop when people didn't die and didn't talk about drugs, didn't have misogynistic tendencies.
Mhm.
You know, they couldn't believe that, you know, I could sit in the car and be entertained by listening to a song about Africa. They didn't. They don't believe it.
Yeah, I get it.
You know, just today, God, right-handed God. Just today, this morning, man, I was having a briefing, you know, with my guys and everything, and you know, after we chewing the fat, and one of them started singing a song, and you know, it's got profanity in it or whatever, and I said, damn, man, you know, shit, are you gonna have songs with cussing in it when you get married? You know, everybody thought it was funny, bust out laughing. I'm like, no, for real. You know, and you know, Spanish kid, so he's Catholic. I'm like, are you gonna have profanity at your baby's christening.
Mhm.
It's a time and place for this shit.
It is. It is.
It's a time and place for it. You know what I mean? And it's not just those subsects, man. You know, if you're not interested in hip hop on a whole, then you know your opinion of hip hop is really really irrelevant to me. Because the
Right.
guys who was doing it back when I was a young boy and was kicking ass, they moved on from records.
Because now, because they found something else to put their money into, right?
Hmm.
But majority is they were left behind because they got older. Because you got to think about being 30 in hip hop 5 years ago was like, what? He's 30? You feel me? It's what it is. I, I think growing up, what we had was a choice because it was all there. You know what I'm saying? It was everything that we've seen over the years. It was all there, but we had a choice. It was an informed choice. I listened to Public Enemy. I listened to KRS One. I listened to I listened to a little bit of Jay Z. Listened to Biggie. You know what I'm saying? I listened to Nas. You know, because I'm a lyrical guy. So think about it. Jay Z became famous because he was talking about he was this mastermind dope boy. Stop it, man. Give a fuck about that. But people did give a fuck about it. You know what I'm saying? And then being a storyteller, to be the vividly listening to something in your mind, right? What saved rap music and hip hop in me, period, was because I was ready to move on, but then I got young sons. My son Keith, because I was about to give it up, and then my favorite groups, they was going on tours on little rooms and shit, but they weren't making new music. We wasn't getting their new music. They were still making music, but we wasn't getting their music. But my son Keith introduced me to J. Cole. He introduced me to Kendrick Lamar. You see what I'm saying? He introduced me to Big Sean. Right? Now here's the funny thing. He tried to introduce me to Gucci Mane. You understand what I'm saying to you? Gucci, oh, I like. I was too old for what Gucci Mane was talking about.
I take it for what it's worth, man. I take it
I
for what
know,
it's
I
worth.
get it,
You know,
I
I
get it.
mean, can I go word for word? No, but you know, I get the point when I hear him.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah. Like the young ladies now, Megan Thee Stallion, Glorilla, Sexy Red. I mean, I can go down the list with these young ladies now. The first three I just named, they own some what Little Kim was doing. You know what I'm saying? They on that. Like, I'm this, I'm that. Cardi B, WAP, her and Megan, WAP. They on that. And I'm sitting there like, you wasted a fantastic beat on something that, listen, I'm not saying that because if you do it to yourself, you're not objectifying yourself. You're not
don't.
doing it.
But see, this the thing, though, man. Like I said, you know, just because you have an opinion, man, don't mean it even need to be heard. Because that's not for. They don't make music for us, Keith.
No, but
They don't make
you're
music
missing the
for us,
point.
man.
You're missing the point.
Oh, wait. Beyonce don't make music for me, so I don't know none of her popular music. I don't know it.
I mean,
Doesn't it doesn't mean that I don't appreciate her as an artist. I don't know her music because I don't feel like she make music for me, so I don't have an opinion on it.
Look, I think there's a lot of Black Panther women music.
What you mean?
They're making music for their own independence. copying what a man would do. Like Glorilla, I like her voice, right?
Mhm.
And
I like that girl, man.
I do too because of her personality.
Yeah,
What the personality that comes in the screen, I like that,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
But you gotta think about it. Think about her different joints, right?
I don't know, Keith.
That's what I'm talking about. It's like
but it ain't because I'm a Glorilla hater or whatever. But she don't make music for me, man. So I just not that I keep my distance from it, but I don't I'm not anywhere where they playing it.
yeah, because she hit with with when she took the "Wipe Me Down" beat and made her
Mhm.
own song,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And that was homage to my man, first of
Hmm.
all. You know what I mean? And killed it.
Hmm.
But I'm an old head, so I'm listening. And what's so funny about it is, I said, "Baby girl, you ain't have to say that." And Jaquan, I was like, "Damn, I'm old if I'm gonna sit there and say some shit like that."
Oh, mannish
Yeah,
ass.
yeah. Look at you, fast thing. And look,
Yeah,
but if I was her age and she said it, like I'm sitting there fantasizing, yeah, let me meet your ass somewhere. You know what
somewhere. Yeah, yeah. You don't mean that.
I'm
You
saying?
don't mean that. Yeah, but what she did the little kids book though, freestyle the kids.
Yeah,
Yeah, that I was like, yeah, okay, I get it.
talented, talented.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you in a nutshell. Just to bring it home for me. I have always understood and believed in conspiracy when it came to us
Mm.
as a community. That we're being fed the thing that's going to keep us distracted
Mhm.
and docile. You understand what I'm saying? Now you can debate me and you can do, and you might be right. I'm talking about just my own personal feelings. So you giving me a hell of a beat. I'm talking about a beat, a hell of a beat,
Mhm.
and you're throwing the suggestive shit on it. I get paranoid. Like, what's your angle on this? You feel me? Like,
Mhm.
perfect example. Future when he he he. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna be right. I'm gonna be honest about this. He fucked up the civil rights song.
Oh yeah.
I was so fucking angry. I was so angry because he put his lyrics was talking about doing what? Doing drugs over that song.
Yeah.
And
But
that was a great melody. That was an inspirational melody. So my paranoia got stoked because of that. You feel what I'm saying? That's all.
just because it means a certain thing to you does not mean that it is free from interpretation. That is the artistic mantra.
I get it.
You
I get
know, you think about the moralistic, I'm gonna say, damn near atrocities committed by artists for the sake of their art, for the sake of that one initial initial reaction. What's the guy, the painter guy? He destroys his art. He sold a painting for $1 million, and
it.
then
I
and
know what you're talking about. I don't
yeah, I mean the shock value of that,
call his
man.
name. Yeah.
Yeah, the shock value of that moment, man, was fucking. It'll never be recreated. And as an artist, man, that's something you strive for.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't Future take something that was branded into the hearts of millions of people, man, on a level that was damn near untouchable, and do what he wanted with it? Why wouldn't he do that?
All right. Now, see, you brought that into it. So, did he do it because he did it for the sake of the art, or did he do it? It was a nice beat, and he gonna throw his shit on there so he can make money from it.
Well, that's the caveat in regards to hip hop being an art form. You can get paid from it. Today, he ain't got to die and be recognized 100 years from now for what he did.
I get it. I get it. Kurt D said his name is Bansky. Bansky.
Oh, Bansky, yeah,
Bansky. Bansky.
yeah, yeah. Man, you heard, I heard about he. I mean, and
Uh, and then when I was talking about deviant behavior,
mm,
some people, when I said it earlier, and I repeat again, that is not, I just, for the sake of having in this moment, not having a lesser word, but to do that,
mm-hmm.
the rest of the world's like, what in the holy hell is this person doing? What is wrong with him? First question they ask, what is wrong with him?
Well, I
Why
mean,
would he do that?
because as in whatever genre, man, as an artist, man, you rarely see artists go out and plug their shit.
Anymore, you mean?
Well, I mean, I don't.
Oh, but you see, that's because you're
Ever.
talking about actual painters and sculptors and things like that. I'm thinking you're talking about musical people.
Well, I mean, musical people plug their shit because they want to be paid for it today,
Yeah.
like I said. But like Bansky, when he got done with that painting, he was probably done with it. That's why painters in particular go through different eras.
Okay.
Like dude had his Campbell Soup era. Basquiat had his fucking whatever era.
That was just him too. Personality. Yeah.
Yeah, they do the art, whatever it is that may be inspiring them at the time. Whatever muse may be inspiring them at the time, and when they're done with it, they're done with it. Okay. And they don't necessarily give a shit what happens to the end product because they're not getting paid today.
Got you.
So,
now hold on. You said that somebody bought it for $1 million, then he destroyed it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Then he was getting paid for that.
Yeah, but that's not the norm though.
But let me throw.
You know how many you know how many masterpieces are sitting in people's garages and attics throughout the fucking world.
And them people don't know that they're masterpieces though, because what you're saying is they didn't advertise that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Okay, so this particular person, I'm not sure. I might have heard it, but I'm not sure too much about him. With him destroying his art, I see your angle with it, right? Just real quick. But me personally, I think that he was seeking personal attention.
Well, that's what you do when you.
He made it about himself, and it was kind of, this is what I'm saying, on a different view. If I'm looking at it quick now, if I learned the story, I probably would change my opinion right now. But just on the surface of what you just said, right? Mm-hmm. I would think this dude is pretentious and he's an asshole.
Really?
And he wants the world to know that he's an asshole.
I don't think he does because nobody's ever seen his face.
But they understand his image though, right? They understand that he was in his name, he was responsible for the destruction of that $1 million piece of art.
They think they do. And they might at the moment.
Gotcha.
But nobody understands what his end goal is. How many people do you think knew that The Shining was all in the wife's mind?
I didn't know that until you just said it.
It was all in her mind, and she killed that motherfucker. And he didn't do nothing.
So
he suffered his insane wife. That's what he did.
Hold on. Mm-hmm. You read the book, and that's what he said in the book. Everybody didn't read The Shining.
Okay.
Now, the movie version is what? All that shit is true. Mm-hmm. And she had to get away from it.
No, People didn't pay attention to the movie version. If you go back and watch The Shining and think about, some of the things
Help me out. Help
I
me out,
said,
because this is what I saw in the movie I'm talking about.
okay.
I'm not a Stephen King guy. You want to know why? Because Stephen King can really, truly be a wordy human being instead of getting to the actual answers. Because by the time you get to the answers of things, I'm not interested. This is me personally.
Mhm.
But go ahead.
I mean, that's all connected to the times, man. I mean, if he got straight to the point, then the books wouldn't be that long, and his worlds wouldn't be created.
I get it.
That's why it's necessary. That's why it's necessary to have 6 or 7 inch books, thick books.
Okay, well, tell me, what did I miss in the movie to show me that it was in his wife's mind?
Well, if you go on Google and type in
Siri?
was
Siri? No,
yeah was The Shining an insane woman's fever dream? It'll bring up a whole bunch of shit for you.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, like to get into anything specific, I might fuck it up, and I don't want to do that. But just do your research. It was all in her head. It was all in her head. How many people?
Because it's in the book. This is what I'm trying to get at. Did
You got
Stephen King explain it in the book?
No, I don't know.
So this is an interpretation that someone else, someone who was critiquing the book,
Many
this
people.
is their interpretation.
Many people, yeah. Many people who interpret the book and the movie, yeah.
Gotcha. I got you.
How many people know that the Jedis are the villains?
If you paid attention to the movies, you would see the Jedis were like the Texas Rangers. They did whatever the fuck they wanted to do.
Whatever they wanted to do, with no handcuffs. The Jedi's went around the goddamn galaxy with no handcuffs. And
does that make them the villain?
Yeah.
I got you.
So you telling me if you have an entity who comes along and might stop a conflict solely for the purpose of their own fucking self whatever, but
were the Jedi being selfish, or were they just stopping conflicts? Is it just I'm asking?
They saw conflicts, but I mean they were kind of fanatics, weren't they? They were zealots, weren't they?
They were zealots.
Yeah. So
it is what it is.
It's the same. It's the same word. It's just a different flavor.
Depending on what side of the bed you wake up on.
Yeah. I mean, and where and what story has that ever been? And what story has being a zealot ever been a positive thing?
There's a couple stories. But they're stories, though. I mean, it's a matter of view and interpretations whether or not you because heroes can be zealots. Because guess what? Comic books, they're zealots.
Yeah.
Superman is a zealot. Batman is definitely a zealot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And we love that dude. Superman, even though he's always been in a manic break throughout.
Yeah. Batman.
Decades.
Batman, for the sake of his darkness, is not a zealot. That's just who he is. But if you
name
whatever.
No. Think about it.
Batman is not a zealot. That's who he is. He's a dark person.
He's a dark person because of what? Because his parents were murdered.
Because of his skewed sense of justice.
Because his parents were murdered in front of his eyes.
Mm-hmm.
That made him the zealot.
Yeah, but does it make it right?
No, I didn't say that. All right.
My point. if you when you was working, if you was called to a scene and it was determined that you had to goddamn arrest Batman, you would do it, wouldn't you?
Without hesitation, yeah.
Absolutely.
Because I know that I was being paid to do a certain job, and you break the law, you break the law. Mm-hmm. Whether I'm riding with you or not, I have to do what I need to do.
Yeah, but my point being, if you was called to a scene to address Batman and his behavior. And what does that say? It says that he's broken the law.
And they have always been trying to arrest Batman except for Commissioner Gordon.
Yeah.
Everybody
But I
else
mean,
is trying to get it there.
but outside of that, though, man, you mentioned him, you mentioned Superman. You know, you can mention a plethora of other superheroes, man, who have all gone through a dark period.
Of course.
So,
all right. So we getting ready to lose the crowd going down this comic book shit. So, as far as the season, the holiday season, Christmas season, whatever version that you believe in, it's the holiday season, it's Christmas season, but it's a time of celebration, it's a time of gift giving, it's a time of all these different things, right? As Jaquari Armstrong, what does this season mean to you? And folks, please let us know what this holiday season mean to you. Give us the real. Don't just candy coat it. Give us the real, because my answer is going to be real.
Yeah, I wish. I'm actually jealous of adults who display a childlike nature when it comes to the holiday seasons, man. I'm jealous of that.
Uh-huh.
You know, because I don't know if I ever had that. You know, and I'm not, about to get into no woe is me stories about Christmas and all. I'm not about to do that, man. It's just, as far as the presents and the gift giving and the money spent and all that, I ain't really never understood that, man. It was always the meals and the atmospheres that came with the meals, man, and the sentiment that was put on hold because you ain't seen these people in fucking a year or whatever, man. But as soon as you're in the room and you get a spoonful of that dressing, and not no goddamn stuffing, but dressing,
cornbread
dressing, where grandma done put 2-3 Ziploc bags full of cornbread in the freezer, in anticipation of that shit. And you take that first spoonful, man, and all of your
turkey gravy. Good.
Yeah, all that, all of your animosity, and barriers are melted with that spoonful, man. That's what the season means to me, man. The dressing that mom and grandma used to make. I've met 5 women who could match it.
Gotcha.
I
think when I left home, everyone that made dressing made stovetop dressing. Nobody made cornbread dressing. And then it came out where they say, you shouldn't make dressing because it gets inside the turkey and you might get some. I've seen them make dressing separate from the turkey.
Yeah.
I've seen women make dressing separate from the turkey in a separate tray.
Yeah, we ain't never spoon no. We ain't never spoon no. We ain't do that. So I mean,
no. Okay.
Hell, you know what? Nowadays, man, shit. If I knew somebody I trusted like that, I'd probably even eat me some coon, man. I don't know. I ain't had it in years, man.
Anytime our grandma, just for let everybody know, our grandma used to make every year. Used to cook a coon, raccoon. Used to cook a raccoon. Sometimes with the head on, sometimes with the head off, depending on the hunter.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why.
I'm sorry. I'm saying they usually brought it with the head on, so you know what the fuck it was.
So my thing is, when it came to the raccoon, when you had to to saturate the meat with spice, peppers and spices and shit like that, and black pepper and all that. That's not for me. You know what I'm saying? You had to disguise it, you know. But
that ain't something you can disguise.
disguise the taste. Now, before I get on that, let me just say what the holidays means to me is it's the good and the bad. I'll address the bad first. The bad is seeing family leave after not seeing them for long for a time. Because I grew up in a generation that family meant a lot to people. Family mean, and I'm not saying it's not like that now, but really and truly, the real crux of it. If you're not experiencing worldly shit, like um, poverty, BS, and all that. You know what I'm saying? If you're not, first of all, I have to address this. This is just a conversation that we're having during the holiday season, man. Now, if you're upset about that, be upset about that shit. But really and truly, we didn't. And I put on my notification, we weren't. It was nothing that we was going to focus on. Now, if you want to look for subjects, go ahead and like, share, and just subscribe, and go into our channel, and you can find a lot of content there. That's all I need to say. If you have anything else, let me know. Sorry to confuse you.
No, that's fine. I mean, it's you can if you don't you want to know what we about, engage, brother. I mean, that's just what it is.
That's all it is. And I invited people to say it, and just and I'm not taking it personal. Just letting you know.
I'm glad.
I'm not upset at all. I just was scrolling through YouTube and saw this.
Yeah.
Welcome, man, because you are new to this channel.
Yeah, I'm glad you see this.
Much. Listen. If we're boring you, we're about to move on to some other things. And if you was here earlier, you would have got some great shit. You know what I mean?
Well, tell us what's on your mind, brother. Shit, maybe we can maybe we can chop that up.
I tell you what would you like to hear? What would you like to talk about? I like that. Yeah. And tell me what would you like to talk about? Because maybe it's something that we could talk about, and we'll just go from there.
Yeah. But I gotta warn you though, man. I don't watch the news. Everything I say is opinion based. But I don't mind being called out as wrong either though. So
yeah, I mean, look, I get it. As long as you're not being disrespectful, yeah. I'm gonna answer your questions. I ain't gonna take anything personally. But basically, we just for the quick second, we were just talking about the holiday season, what it meant to us. You feel what I'm saying? That's all it was. That's all we're talking about. But like I said, what it meant to me was family, in a nutshell. And I'm glad Jay Zaza, Zaza, I don't know. But I'm glad that you said something, because I was going to go down a sentimental road, and I don't really need to do that tonight, because it don't, it's not going to serve this episode of what we want to talk about. So, here's what I agree with you. Family is exactly what it should mean. And Jaquari and myself and my brother Damon, we always emphasize that with ourselves and with our families. We love families. You know what I'm saying? So, when it comes to navigating, and guys out there, let us know what you think. When it comes to navigating, are you more comfortable with standing alone against a group if you feel that you're right, or just get along with the group so you can move forward and don't get stuck and feel alone. What do you think about that, Jaquari?
Over the years, I figured out how to move within a group and have the group serve me. You know what I mean? So if I feel like the group has outlasted its usefulness, I got to cut it loose.
Mm-hmm.
Life is connected with growth.
Yeah.
So when you no longer so when your philosophy and the group's philosophy no longer align, then you be doing yourself a disservice, sticking around. You causing tension, man. You're causing friction, and sometimes we are the problem. We are the root of the bullshit. We just got to be savvy enough to be able to tell.
Yeah. Uh, I personally, and then this is my little journey. I feel like
Appreciate you, Kurt.
my when it comes to my journey as far as this, I've stood by myself, even though I look for reasons to stand with the group. But when I paid attention to exactly what the group is standing for, if they look at things a certain way because everybody else is looking that way, and in my mind I see it's wrong, I'm gonna stand alone. I'm gonna stand. That's just me.
Mm-hmm.
That's just how I always been because I've always wanted to solve problems because problems always followed us. You know what I'm saying? So as I got older and got stronger, my goal was if I can solve a problem, I will. But I won't compromise too much to solve that problem. Meaning, I'm not going to kiss your ass so the problem can be solved, but I need to be able to make things, I need to be comfortable. So that's why I'm always willing to stand alone. You know what I mean? But look, I'm not antisocial though.
I'm not. I've never claimed to be a problem solver, man. I do have some pretty good ideas, but I was blessed with the sense of knowing when I can't solve a problem, then I got to divorce myself from the situation, man, to not deplete my resources. My peace of mind is a resource. My personal sanity is a fucking resource. For me.
Yeah.
If I burn all that, trying to solve the problems of the world, man, I ain't no good to myself.
Yeah. Well, let me read this. Marcus says, I'm not trying to argue, especially if I can't make money on it. If a group of folks arguing against me making money, then we're going to debate. Other than that, I'm standing on my own. And when earlier, I'm gonna call you Jay-Z. Jay-Z, earlier you said it's just only 4 people here, right? Well, had you came in earlier in the beginning, our mantra has always been this is a conversational show. Of course, we want hundreds and hundreds of people to come through. You feel what I'm saying? Fuck that. 1,000, 10,000. You know what I'm saying? But really and truly, what our goal is, because this is the kind of conversation we have personally, is opening up, and whoever shows up to these episodes, whoever show up, we're gonna talk to them. We're gonna be the very best we can, and if you say some dumb shit, we're gonna call you on your dumb shit. We ain't gonna kiss your ass so you can come back. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't make sense. You feel me? It doesn't make sense. But we're glad you're interacting though. We really are. And that's the realness. That's the realness of it. Because, like I said, I'm a problem solver, but I know that I could never solve all the problems, especially in my personal life. You know what I'm saying? Hell, I think that when it comes to this podcasting journey, the best thing it's ever done for me, in this podcasting journey, two things. I got a chance to spend times with my brothers because we all on separate parts of this damn fucking East Coast. We don't see each other personally. And the three of us, we're close. Damon would be on here. Damon would be pissed off at you, but I understand where you're coming from, though, Jay-Z. I understand. But we like being around each other. So that's what serves everything.
In our earlier shows, we always and these is going 2 years back, but we always emphasize the fact that we started this so we could be together on Friday all the time.
Yeah.
That was one of the main premises of the show. So outside of anybody who's seen it, what their opinions were, okay, we value the viewership, but the opinions, we can take a lead, because even if we didn't have viewers, we would still be here every Friday.
Every Friday, we always are.
My challenge is this, as I said, our premise, our very first premise was to be with our brothers every Friday, but our second premise is to have a conversation. Can you do that?
We're promoting it because you guys, you understand what social media is now, because I'm retired now, but when I was working, if I had some downtime, just out of curiosity, I'll go to YouTube. I'll go to different places, right? And it was interesting to hear from. Yeah, we're real brothers, man. It was interesting to hear from every part of the world, the English speaking world, everywhere. That was interesting. You feel me? But then it got to the point where, and this is not stepping on anybody's situation, but it got to the point where people were just being shitty towards people, and their views skyrocketed. You know what I'm saying? So really and truly, what you're watching is somebody exercising your frustration.
Yeah.
And you're tuning into that. I ain't got no problem with that. You know what I'm saying? I don't got no problem with that. If that's your hustle, let it be your hustle. But what we do here is we promote conversation. Meaning, we're not against the dumb shit, the dumb funny shit. We're not against that. But sometimes it's good to sit down and have a conversation, man.
Just talk it out, man.
Man,
whatever it is, just talk it out. Because a lot, the way a lot of podcasters are going nowadays, man, you can't go at me like that, because it's going to be a consequence. I don't care who you are. There's going to be a consequence. You want to sit down and you want to air my dirty laundry and talk about my shortcomings and laugh at my slips and falls and shit. I got a problem with that. Is there a space where I, as a 52-year-old man, can come and have a decent conversation and not be offended? Even if voices get raised, even if goddamn my opinion is so different from another man's that I would have to buy a ticket to even get close to it. Can we do that?
Yeah.
Because that's where growth and change comes from. Growth and change doesn't come from Neanderthals whacking each other over the heads with fucking bats. Not permanent change. Permanent change comes from dialogue, rational dialogue.
And this is my attempt at humor. We watched the Three Stooges and loved that shit.
Oh man.
You know what I'm saying? So it's not like, oh, I have this highbrow of, oh, my podcast is more it has a better quality than your. Hell no, it has nothing to do with that.
I'm gonna
This is
call
shit
it that.
that we like to do,
Absolutely.
and we work off the premise: what you eat don't make us shit.
Mhm.
You feel what I'm saying? It is what it is. Because I like to hear from other people. But this is what we always say. Here's the funny thing. This is the thing we always say, which is so hilarious. You can come on here if you are a guest. You can come on our platform and say the wildest shit, but be prepared to back it up
Let's back it up. Yeah.
because we're gonna ask. Well, oh, what do you mean by that?
Mhm.
Well, what's the proof? Tell us. Now, we'll know you're a bullshitter when you say, "What do you mean proof?" You know what I'm saying? We know
Or,
you just throwing it out there. You want attention.
or they say, well, I said what I said.
Yeah.
Well, I heard what you said. It didn't make sense, so I asked you to clarify.
Because,
That's all I asked.
because people need to be heard. That's real. That's some real shit. People need to be heard. All right. We coming to the end of this episode, Jaquari. And I'm asking everyone out there your opinion on this, and we're going to address if you have a statement about this. What? How much stock? And Jay Z, we changing it up. Just this is the Strong Perspective podcast, Jay Z. But how much? We changing it up now, just to let you know. Changing it up. How much stock do you have in the lives of entertainers? How much stock do you have in the lives of entertainers? I'm gonna give you examples. Um, in the entertainment world, Sean Puffy Combs. Okay. Uh, let's see. Who else? Cat Williams a couple months back. Who spilt the tea. Spilt the tea. I hate that word. Let's see. Um, let's see. I'm
Hell,
drawing the
Jaguar
blank.
Wright.
Jaguar Wright.
Yeah.
With the things she's been saying, and she's been half right now. Everybody thinks she's legitimate, but she might be in the middle. No disrespect, Miss Jaguar, in the middle of a manic episode. You feel what I'm saying?
Mm,
Um, what I mean is this: do you think that we depend too much on what celebrities are doing? That's a good point, Marcus. Mild curiosity. I like the curiosity thing. Jaquari, do you think that we depend too much on what celebrities' lives and what they're doing and all of that?
yeah, I mean, but I think we're sort of forced to. I mean, anytime you watch goddamn Fox News, not saying that that this happened, but anytime you watch Fox News and they're talking about Israel and Palestine, and in the next breath they bring in Sean Puffy Combs. I mean, that it don't match.
Yeah.
So it all turns into goddamn bread at the Coliseum.
So you think things that don't matter is getting mixed into the things that we should be paying attention to?
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, as far as a particular direction that I believe the world is being guided in, I don't think there is a direction. I don't think there is a direction. There's so much shit going on now. I mean, you got every freaking dock worker in the nation about to goddamn go on strike.
Mm.
We worried about supply line. We should be worried about supply line issues. We should be worried about goddamn gas prices skyrocketing. No, I haven't heard that. I haven't heard much about that on the news.
Yeah. That and people are terrified about Amazon workers going on strike.
All that shit. Yeah,
I'm not laughing at it because they're going on strike for a reason. But the thing about it is, it brings terror into people like myself that shop online for
hmm
my presents for the holidays. You feel what I'm
hell
saying?
for grocery. You ain't
So
gotta go. You ain't gotta leave the house to get groceries no more. You don't have to interact with the world at all. And the more and more our door to door delivery shit gets interrupted, the more heightened our panic state becomes.
I get it. So do you
Anything
go ahead?
anything that keeps us, isolated from our neighbors is coveted.
So you saying that? Do you think the pandemic, us being in the house isolated, put where the celebrities were on a certain status, but
Mhm.
us now they put it on a higher status, and also the YouTubers and the IGers and different places, Xers and shit like that,
Of
where
course it
they because that's all we got to see, they became more important in our lives
of course it did, man. Before the
because
pandemic,
we were sitting down, right?
yeah, before the pandemic, man, I didn't go on Facebook every day. Let alone that I ever think I'd be sitting on fucking YouTube every Friday, for the freaking next 3 years, doing a podcast.
Yeah.
I
Jay
didn't
Z,
have any.
if you have a question, Jay Z, go ahead and ask. Go ahead, Jaquari, finish.
Yeah, I didn't have any aspirations. I didn't piss on it, but I just didn't think that I was the kind of person who could move in it, in this space. And I'm
Yeah,
still not saying that I am. I just like doing a podcast. I suggest, look, if you sitting around, bored, if you have something you think you want to say, start a podcast. Do that shit. Everybody
that's
got a
real.
pod.
That's real.
Everybody got a podcast.
I encourage people all the time. If you
Yeah,
have something to say, but when I think about it, but if you go to the extreme, if you go to the extreme with things, be prepared to answer it. Jay Z says, "What are you guys fearful of? You want to take this first, Jaquari, or you want me to do it?"
yeah. You go ahead, do it. I need a minute.
Oh man, it's easy to do, man. My biggest fear is not my biggest fear. One of my that's lumped in is not being in control of my own thoughts and actions. Not being in control of that because I'm retired law enforcement and I've seen people out of control of their thoughts, their actions, and their emotions, and they did horrible things. I do not ever want to be in that position. Now, is that up on my number one on my list? No, but it's in the top. I say it's in the top six, and that means a lot to me.
Oh,
You said on drugs. What do you mean? No, I'm talking about emotion, man. If you could put emotion in the category of drugs, I'm talking about anger and fear when folks do certain things to each other. I seen being in law enforcement. Keith Barnes is on here. Being in law enforcement for the years that we've been in it, and we've seen the worst in people every single day. We've seen the worst in people in every day. Now, is that saying that there's nothing but bad out in the world? No, it was our job to go to the worst part of people. Oh no, they weren't on drugs. The majority of the time was anger. It was just things that's going on in their lives, man. Sometimes on drugs. You know what I mean? But it depends on what it was, but the majority of the time it was anger, being petty, being this, being that. You know, you have something you want to say, Jacor?
Yeah, well, I mean, one of my greatest fears, man, is you know, somewhere somewhere close to yours, man. But for me, man, it's the loss of personal control of myself, man, and a situation that that I feel like it should have been easier for me to rise above. You know what I mean? And since the pandemic, since uh, since this forced isolation, you know, I've become accustomed to it. You know, I've become accustomed to sitting, in my living room and reading all day and not saying anything to anybody for long periods of time. You know what I mean? And I've come to like it. So whenever I feel like that's being threatened, I protect it aggressively. So have I regressed? Have I have I advanced because I do sit around and read a little more?
You found yourself, I think, because you still go out into the world,
Yeah, because I got to eat.
but your preference when you have downtime, what do? You know what I'm saying?
I turn everything off, man, and whatever I'm reading, man, I immerse myself in that world.
Yeah. I
Because I
think
mean,
it's healthy exercise. I think it's a healthy exercise, to be honest with
yeah, but I mean, just like I look forward to to this podcast, man. I look forward to interacting with people, you know. But more and more, the older I get, it's got to be on my terms.
you. Hmm.
And I don't think that's such a healthy thing. Because when you can always perform when conditions are optimal. You can always excel even.
So you say that's not a good thing because we were always told that it's not a good thing. You
Well,
you feel what I'm saying, or is it the simple fact that you feel that way?
I feel that way.
Gotcha.
I feel that way. Like I said, man, with when conditions are optimal, man, I'd be more than happy to go out and interact. But seeing as though I'm basically forced to go out and interact, man, and the conditions aren't. That's the prime. That's the prime ground for growth right there.
So going to work is meaning you're being forced to go out and interact.
Yeah, shit. Yeah. Now, I've been man. Look here, shit. I had my telework day on Friday, right?
Yeah.
Now, I work in a detention center. So, so what? First of all, why on earth do I have a telework day? But when they took it, I was in my feelings. I was like, what the fuck? You mean I got to go to an 8-hour job 5 days a week? What the fuck?
Do
That
I
shit
have
don't.
to do? You mean 5 days a week? What
Yeah,
the
five.
hell?
Yeah, like what the fuck,
Yeah.
man? Like how much is y'all gonna ask of me? Like and I got spoiled, man.
Yeah.
I got spoiled by doing by having the resources I wanted around me at the time, and and plenty of them.
I got to be around people though, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. I do. I mean, I don't like to be around obnoxious people, but I can be around people. I can deal with other stuff. You know what I'm saying? Um, Malika says we're bombarded by a lot of information. We pay attention to what's and who we're interested in hearing about. We turn from or swipe past 100 other topics that we personally don't give a flip about. You know that is true. You do that. Hey, I'm in Raleigh, Jay Z, and the Quarry's in Virginia. My brother Damon is in Michigan. So what are you a scroller like that? Because I can say I am. But me personally, if it's something to read, see, I look for read. The videos is cool, but really and truly, I read books, man. I read articles. I read all these different things, right? So if I'm scrolling through and it's something to be read, I usually stop there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I usually stop there because to me, reading feeds your mind, man.
But see, I appreciate social media because if I read it or hear it and I like it, then I go research the source,
Mm-hmm.
I get the full meaning of it, and then I make a choice whether or not I want to add that to my own personal shit.
No doubt, because we always learning. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? I've always believed that. I'm continuously learning how to be the best person I can be, and also be the smartest person I can be. No,
Well, you know what? That's never moved me, man. I've never pursued knowledge, man, to like just to have it to present. I just like knowing shit. You know what I mean? I just like being able to, bring up a topic and even if I don't know it frontwards and backwards, man, I can speak on it. You know what I mean?
so what would you say? Did you know the Arctic boll weevil is a nocturnal animal that glows in the dark when the sun is rising and at the blue? Then you sit there with a smirk on his face, like, you see how smart I am? Like, what the fuck?
No, no. I mean, no. But why the fuck not?
Nah.
And shit. That's I have yet to meet the motherfucker who can handle me in Jeopardy. So how
Oh
about
shit.
that?
I used to be look trivia. I used to love. I used to know trivia, but I ain't gotten older, man.
Oh man, what?
Um,
I kick ass up and down.
me personally. Good night, Jay Z. Thank you for coming through.
I appreciate you, brother.
Um,
Come catch us next Friday.
yes, indeed. Me personally, I try to learn everything I can to feel like I'm prepared.
Mm,
That's all. But look, I really enjoyed the conversation tonight, Jaquari.
absolutely.
You know, Jay Z. I call you Jay Z because I ain't want to keep mispronouncing whatever's going on here. Malika, Keith Barnes. Let's see who else showed up for us tonight. Marcus Smith.
Marcus. Yeah.
Thank you very much, brother. Um, Jihad CEO JT Snow. Thank you for the encouragement.
And
Appreciate that.
his name Kirk D.
Kirk D.
Yeah,
Showed
he
up
loyal.
again. Showed
Yeah,
up
he
again
getting
for us.
loyal. Yeah, all
We
right.
appreciate you, bro. We
I
really
appreciate
do.
you, brother. Yeah, hell yeah.
But yo, to be honest with you, this has been an absolute pleasure. And understand, Jaquari and myself and my brother Damon, we are some of the best argumentative people you ever want to meet. But we come on this podcast for one reason, and this is the God's honest truth. Just to be, Big Bill Burnett.
Yeah, what's going on, brother?
What's going on, brother? But like our friends and family tell you, we argumentative. We go at it.
Yeah.
But we treat this platform in the way that it's our baby. We invite people to come on, to listen to us, and make your comments. That's real because it's this is the kind of thing we enjoy.
Yeah. There's
You
no
know,
print. There's no
go ahead.
there's no pretension. Is that a word? Pretension. There's no
Yeah.
pretension, man. There's no bells. There's no whistles. I've had the same background since day one. This is just like you sitting on the porch with your dad and your uncles, and you just listen to what the fuck they saying. You could be sitting in the barbershop and hear some of the same shit.
Oh yeah.
This is our lineage, man. This is where we come from. Communication,
Communication.
intelligent, rational communication.
Like I said, we can cuss with the best of it, and we can be irrational with the best of us, but we understand this is important to give ourselves and other people the platform just to express ideas, man. You know what I'm saying? For those people,
Absolutely.
the people who come to see us, this is for you. Nothing more, nothing less. All right. This is Strong Perspective Podcast. We're here every Friday at 7:30. We appreciate you. Go to look, invite people to come, like, share, and subscribe. Give us 30 seconds. Go and subscribe. Push us up. Listen, I'm looking for a miracle. We get 1,000. We're at 190 now. We get 1,000.
Damn.
Ain't that funny?
190 people.
We only got 190 people. But guess what? That's about to change.
But before we go, man, that's bullshit, man. Like, 100. No, that means something to me, man. 190 people. That means that goddamn means something to me.
Those
man.
are personal friends.
Yeah, if you look on our numbers and criticize us for our numbers, fuck you. Fuck you. 190 people. I love that shit. I love it.
Because you know why? It was earned, man.
Yeah.
It was earned. Malika, you right. Go Lions, man. Even though we hurt, we're going to still show the fuck up.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Got it all day. Detroit against all y'all.
All y'all. All right. Well, look, this is Strong Perspective Podcast. Thank you for tuning in. We're here next Friday at 7:30. It's all love. Thank you very much. Good night.